U.S. Central Command CENTCOM has released video of U.S. Air Force B-52 Stratofortress launching from their home at Minot Air Force Base and did to strike command and control centers in Iran during the first 100 hours of the Operation Epic Fury.
קריית אתא, חיפה ביי. קריית אתא, חיפה ביי. קריית אתא, חיפה ביי. קריית אתא, חיפה ביי.
One, two, three, four. Just here. Refueling they fight the jets, probably they come, they refuel. They take everything, give everything they have, and then another one goes, another one. It's 4. And each Pegasus, it can depends, of course, how much if they do light refueling, if they do standard combat refueling. If they do, let's say, light refueling, each of the Pegasus or the Star Tankers can fill up around 15-20 fighter jets. For standard combat refueling, when they fill them up, around each Pegasus can fill up around 8 to 12 fighter jets. For heavy refueling, let's say it's for long range strike escort, a fighter can fill up usually around 4 to 6 fighters. So that's let's say the minimum they will fill up each one we see on there 4 to 6 fighters, let's say. Let's say if it's 4 there and there, if they fill up, let's say 4 each, it's like they fill up 16 fighter jets. But maybe they are not doing like this. Maybe they are not fully, full up each one 4, 6. Maybe they do like 2, 3. Well, I don't know how they manage operations, or maybe the fighter just come and go, fast back. Or are the EAMs coming in? The iron works, right, again? Just stand by. Iron works out. No. Shortly we should hear a message from him. They are trying to get the Kurds involved. JL Costa. And back to the refueling airplanes. They can do around 1,200 gallons per minute. That's a fuel transfer speed, fuel transfer rate with the boom. 1,200 gallons per minute. Okay. $20,000 feet now. The start tank is 22,000 feet. It looks like actually they are refueling now at this altitude. They are not planning to go landing now. So you see on the line, probably behind them, it's fighter jets that are getting refuel. Let's see this one here. The first one we see. It's at 20,000 feet. The one in front of it at 22,000 feet. And the other one here, it's at 21,000 feet. And the very front at 20,000 feet. So they keep different altitude between the each like couples here, like 1,000 feet difference. And first time we see them going like this. Usually they go out and then they go back landing. But now you see the one straight line. And now for sure it's behind them. At least from each one it can refuel, I believe, 2 fighter jets each one at the same time. Let me check on that. Okay, the KC-135R. Okay, I'll check out the pictures also. It can refill 1 fighter jet at a time using the main boom, or 2 aircrafts at the same time if it's equipped with the hose and drogue pods. The KC-46A Pegasus, the newest model. Now I don't have it on the screen. They are more flexible than the older tankers like the KC-135, and it can refuel 1, 2, or even 3 aircraft in quick sequences, depending on system use. So if they're using the boom refueling, the KC-46 has a fly-by-wire boom controller by operator using cameras. And that aircraft can that use the system, it's F-16 Fighting Falcons, F-15 Eagle, F-35 Lightning II, and the P-52 Stratofortress. With one boom, only one aircraft refuel at a time, but the fuel transfer is extremely fast. Typical transfer rate, as we said before, it's around 1,200 gallons per minute. A fighter jet may finish refueling in 2-4 minutes. The hose, if they're using the hose and the drogue wing pods, the KC-46, then the examples is like a F/A-18 Super Hornet, Rafale fighter jet, and Eurofighter Typhoon. With these pods, they can do 2 aircraft can refuel at the same time. Fuel flow is slower than the boom, but you can do 2 aircraft at the same time. If they're using the centerline hose system, it's an optional configuration. Then the KC-46, they can do 1 aircraft on boom and 2 on wing drogues. Most missions look like this. The fighter connects to boom, refuels for 2-3 minutes, disconnects, then next fighter connects. And the KC-46, the Pegasus we have on the screen, it can refuel 8 to 15 fighters during 1 patrol orbit, depending on the fuel demand, of course, if they're going for long distance or short distance or for compact. And the difference between the KC-46 are likely that older tankers, the operator sits inside the cockpit area using 3D cameras, not lying in the tail. This allows it to refueling even at night or in a bad weather. Let's put on the screen to see what it looks like. Yeah. This is the Pegasus with the stroke hose and boom systems deployed. Here, what I was reading. The boom you're refueling, most common for US AFP fighters. The aircraft that uses this system is usually this one, F-16, F-15, F-35, P-52, Stratofortress. Extremely fast, 1,200 gallons per minute. If they're using the hose and drone wing pods, they can do more. 2 hose and drone pods on its wings. Examples, they can refill the AT Super Hornet, the Rafale fighter jet, the Typhoons, and 2 aircraft can refuel at the same time, 1 on each wing. If they're using the center line hose system, it's an optional configuration. 1 aircraft on boom, 2 on the wing. You want to read? It's there. So they keep going, refueling. We've been seeing this for some time. If you imagine that they can do like in 2-4 minutes each, can fill at each fighter jet. I'm guessing they are preparing for a main operation tonight. And if we estimate the time there, if they, let's say, even if they were refueling 1 at a time, it could be easily like at least 10-15 jets over there already refueled, if not more. It's 4 refuelers. If they were using, if you're refueling 2 at a time each one, and it's like, let's say, average 4 minutes to refuel 8 in total. They'll be there for some time. Yeah, it could be easily like 15 fighter jets already refuel or more, easily. I see this one, it looks like they are done. They are going in low altitude. This one still at 22,000 feet, and this one still at 20,000 feet. So it looks like these 2 finish already. Or they don't have more, you know, they just don't have more to refuel. They're going down, 16,000 feet, and this one
Alarm,
They were
Malkia.
refueling all the way from Tel Aviv, all the way above Amman, in Jordan. And let's say if they start from the sea, you can see the distance. Interesting, fun stuff. What you think on the chat? Learning something new. I'm learning something new every day while doing these streams. Soon we're gonna be all captors in this channel, right? Well, we have a Sticky Frog, high rank. Kira is high rank also. Who else is high rank here? Let's see. Greg, also high rank. Papa Jim, catching up. All right. Kuwait activates missile defense systems again. That's posted like 50 minutes, 1 minute ago in Associated Press article. Missiles were shot toward Kuwait on Thursday evening, activating air defense systems, the Army General Chief of Staff said in statement. It's Kuwait, it's an oil-rich country, and it's a home to the U.S. Ali Al Salem Air Base. On the U.S. Ali Al Salem Air Base. And this is another report from the Associated Press. U.S. closes its embassy in Kuwait, where there have been no reported injuries to U.S. personnel. The safety of Americans abroad remains the highest priority. One of the U.S. Priority of the U.S. Department of State. It said in a statement about the status of the embassy in Kuwait City. Secretary Marco Rubio had called the Kuwait foreign minister to express condolences for the death of at least 2 Kuwaiti troops in Iran terrorist strikes. And there was some French evacuation plane turns back mid-flight amid missile fire. That was 14 minutes ago. This situation testifies to the instability in the region and the complexity of repatriation operations, Taparo said in social media post. Some around 40,000 French people are in the Middle East, said the government. The French government started evacuation flights earlier this week.
Hostile aircraft intrusion. Hamdat.
In Bahrain, they arrest 4 people for filming Iranian strikes and expressing sympathy. Bahrain Terror Ministry said that 4 men had posted videos online that misled the public, spread fear, and harmed security and public order. This constitutes treason and clear violation of the nation's values and principles, they said on a statement. You have a fake news checker from the US Central Command. It's fake news checker from the Iranian regime. Let me put it on the screen. It says fake news from the US Central Command. More fake news from the Iran regime. The regime claims US forces are withdrawing. They say they sank a US destroyer. IRGC claims to have taken down US fighter aircraft. The regime says they killed 100 US Marines. All lies. In reality, US forces are expanding strikes debate to Iranian airspace by the hour. US forces sank 20 plus Iranian regime vessels with overwhelming firepower from air, land, and sea. Over a 4-day period, US forces have
Hostile aircraft
reduced Iranian
intrusion.
regime
Argaman.
launches by 73% and ballistic missile launches by 86%. US military power projection capability is unmatched. All facts. This is from Aylor Levi. Interceptions over the skies of Abu Dhabi. This he posted an hour ago. The whole Arab world is now experiencing what Israel was told to put up with for decades. It was intolerable then, it's intolerable now.
Masu'a. Mechora.
There's a long digital data on the US Air Force messages on the 11175. I'll mute it for now. And this is what's going on in Cyprus now. We became like a naval forces deployed in Cyprus, Spain, Netherlands, France, Italy. British ship arriving next week, joining the Greek frigates already in Cyprus. Greek frigates in Cyprus, incoming British ship. This is what's right next door. Not next door, right in here, Cyprus, in the sea. Ministry of Defense of England is the official website, official Twitter. Today we can confirm we are sending 4 additional Royal Air Force Typhoon jets to Qatar. Yes, we've been through Article before, to support defensive operations in the region. These aircraft are in addition to the existing jets from the UK-Qatar Joint Typhoon Squadron that were deployed in January to reinforce regional security and protect British people and interests. The message is clear. The UK will stand by its allies and will take the necessary steps to defend our people and our interests. This is Zelensky in the States. The Pentagon and some Gulf states are considering purchasing low-cost Ukrainian interceptor drones to counter Iranian Shahid drones as a cheap alternative to use the expensive Patriot missile, according to the Financial Times.
We wanted to get through, so your speaker came a week ago when
Thank you so much. And we decided of co-production, drones interceptors. This is one of them.
So we wanted to get through, so your speaker came a week ago when
Thank you so much. And we decided of co-production, drones interceptors. This is one of them.
So
Okay, like a mini missile with wings. Probably it's remote control, and I don't know how it works. If it's with the heat or something, or just probably remotely, and it can attack the Shahid drones. Ukrainian made, right?
We've
Low-cost Ukrainian interceptor drones to counter Iranian Shahid drones as a cheaper alternative to using the expensive Patriot missiles. Okay. See, Zelensky being useful. That's good. Air defense activity seen just above the skyscrapers of Abu Dhabi. That's an hour ago. Defenses appear to intercept successfully. It's down there. Long data messages have been submitted at the moment. Let's mute it for now. About the Israel police, let's see what it says. The Post announces successful intelligence-led raid by Israel's borders police undercover units in al-Fahm, an Arab majority city, resulting in arrest for suspected security offenses guided by Shin Bet intelligence. Accompanying bodycam footage depicts tactical entry into a residence, brief resistance, and suspect apprehension, emphasizing the operation's precision and minimal reported violence. Heavily armed police, by the way. It's a body cam, so it's not so steady. Looks like the guy with the... Okay, I went smoothly. Footage showing what appears to be an exoatmospheric ballistic missile interception like by US Army THAAD or US Navy SM-3 earlier over northeastern Syria near the border with Turkey. A confirmed reports suggest that the Iranian ballistic missile was attempted to target in Girilik Air Base in what would be the second attack today against the territory of Turkey by Iran. This is from last night, what we've been mentioning today. It's posted like 19 hours ago.
그럼 한번 미쳤다. 반대쪽이지. 그럼 한번 미쳤다.
THAAD, the US-built air defense system used by countries including the UAE, is among the most advanced of its kind in the world, terming a high-altitude area defense, has a hit-to-kill ability in which an interceptor flying at Mach 8, that's around 9,900 kilometers per hour, can hit an attacking weapon head-on. Wow. "21 hours ago, sirens sounded at the Rafah in Cyprus again today, but was stood down soon after, with officials citing redundancy of precaution due to a potential threat that was deemed to be non-existent. RAF RQ-9B, that's the one we see on the Pralanda, remains on task just south of Akrotiri. It could be seen deviating from its normal tasking." It's still on air, actually. Yeah, it's here. The code sign MNSTR31. Went here closer to Lebanon, make a lot of circles there. See what he was doing. A little drawing piece of art. Okay. It looks like it's going back. So it's been up from 6 p.m. That's nothing for it. It's like just 2 hours, 40 minutes. It can be airborne for 40, 50 hours. Okay, let's see on the poll on the chat. Do you believe that NATO will join Israel-USA-Iran war? And 46% says yes, 54% says no. Okay. Just news, I see. Trump fires Christine Noem as Homeland Security Secretary. Just fired her? Why? President Donald Trump said he's replacing his embattled Homeland Security Secretary Christine Noem after mounting criticism over her leadership of the department, including the handling of the administration's immigration crackdown and disaster response. This is an article on the Associated Press. So, Noem took the stage to address the THS event moments after Trump's announcement, but she has made no immediate mention of her ouster. Noem faced rare but blistering criticism from Republican lawmakers during 2 back-to-back congressional hearings earlier this week. So Christine Noem is fired. She announced another position, yes? Minneapolis mayor, he says happy to see Noem go. And the House Democratic leader, he said, this is Jeffries, posted, Christy Noem is gone. Pam Bondi is next. Okay. Now an article about the Kurds we were talking before in Axios. Kurds backed by Mossad, CIA could lead next phase of war in Iran. Militants from several Kurdish Iranian factions are preparing for a possible ground offensive against Iran's regime in the northwestern part of the country, according to US and Israeli officials and a senior official in one of the factions. The Kurdish faction, they have thousands of soldiers along the Iran-Iraq border and control strategic areas. In recent weeks, the Kurdish Iranian faction sent hundreds of their members from the camp on the Iraqi side of the border to the Iranian side as part of preparation for a possible attack against regime forces. And they are backed by the CIA, two US and Israeli officials, and a third source with acknowledged said. They are backed by Mossad and the CIA, two US and Israeli officials said. The war started with a kinetic phase by the US and Israel militaries. But as the war continues, there will be other efforts by the Mossad and the CIA, said an Israeli official. Secretary of State Marco Rubio told Congress in a closed-door briefing on Tuesday, "We are not arming the Kurds, but you never know with the Israelis." Trump spoke by phone on Sunday with Kurdish leaders in Iraq, Masoud Barzani and Bafel Talabani, to discuss the US-Israeli war with Iran and what might come next. So now I have a United States Navy helicopter, Sikorsky, at 2,700 feet, and the drone probably is around 12,000 feet. 12,000 feet, yes. So I'm not actually so close. Drone is much higher. And this one here are the Airbus KC-2U Voyager, also circling to go from rough base. at 26,000 feet. Okay, anything we didn't cover? You think we will stop the war? You're asking me, or you're just asking the chat in general? It looks like I see some posts on the social media in Cyprus. People are panicking about this drone, of what it is. It's basically for self-violence, reporting to the RAF base in Akrotiri. It's there for their safety. It's not a drone that it's for offensive purpose, just for safety. It would take a long time, I believe, this war, unfortunately, Kiera. Hopefully I'm wrong. Even Trump said 4-5 weeks. Many analysts say it might take much longer. Hopefully it will not take so long. It will be catastrophic if it's going to be, for Cyprus especially, with 20-25% depends on tourists. If this war is going to go after or until April, which it looks like it will go, it will be very bad for the economy here. And for the Middle East in general, not just here in Cyprus. But with these wars, it's not how they start, how they're going to end, and how long. You see the beginning of the Ukraine war, Vladimir Putin, he said it's going to take 1 week and he's going to be in Kiev, right? Oh, it's been 4 years already. They're still fighting there. So, who knows? I will prepare the next stream. So today, March 5th, and we're on the 6th day of this war. 6th day. And the replacement for Christy Noem, it looks like to be Mullin. Mullin will take over at a pivotal time. Okay. A lot of propaganda is going on, a lot of fake news. Papa Jim, so yeah, we'll see your post. So yeah, we don't know if there's a random. We don't find any official statements or official confirmations about that, or nothing, anything mentioning that. So yeah, we don't know until we'll double cross-reference it. Okay, give me a second. Prepare the live replay with the next replay for overnight, still 24 hours. Until tomorrow, we start a new live stream. Basically, I'll put it, as usually. You're gonna have the live map, the live fly radar, the red alerts live, and it's gonna be just me on the playback for today's news on the replay, and we'll leave it overnight, as usually. So give me a minute, I'll prepare it.
Bueno, vamos a finalizar este stream para abrir un streaming donde podemos nosotros generar información veraz y contar unas cosas que vi que me parecen bastante interesantes, sobre todo con el tema de lo que es que a Estados Unidos se le agotaron algunas armas.
Okay, I will direct you to the 24-hour
Le
stream.
agotaron algunas armas y también, aparte que se le agotaron algunas armas, sacaron un video bastante interesante de haciendo un llamamiento mundial.
The chat from the
Ojo,
24 hour
esto
stream will be
con toda
members
la-
only. I don't want to make my
la
moderators
intención
life
de ser
more difficult,
objetivos en
so
todo lo que nosotros hacemos,
members only
a
overnight.
pesar de, bueno, de todo
And tomorrow we're gonna have the next stream,
Vamos
as
a ver.
every day we'll be doing this every day coverage.
Vamos a abrir otro streaming y nos vemos ahorita.